Be prepared, your spirit is standing right on the edge of something massive. All month you've been fighting for your breakthrough, gathering strength, clarity, and resilience. Now, in these final charged days of August, everything you've built is about to crystallize into transformation. But this moment is fragile. A single touch, a small interruption, could scatter what you've been holding together. This isn't about fear, it's about precision. Your energy is climbing to its highest peak, and tomorrow that climb becomes a threshold. If you guard it, you'll carry it into September. If you don't, you may feel stuck again, wondering why your momentum slipped away. That's why these hours matter. What happens now decides how you step into the next season of your life. You're being called into a kind of energetic quarantine. Not just distance, but deep protection of your own field. You may feel it in the air. Moods shifting, tension sparking, a strange static humming around you. This is not your imagination. A rare metaphysical window is opening, one that doesn't appear every year. When it does, outside energies grow bold. They press in, searching for an entry point. That's why your boundaries must hold firm. It isn't rejection of others, it's reverence for what's sacred inside you. Because here's the hidden truth. Once this window opens, whatever slips into your field can alter the way you feel, maybe for a long time. Right now, your aura is in a raw and sensitive state. Usually it filters and shields what passes through. But in these final days of August, it's exposed, thinner, more vulnerable. A single handshake, hug, or casual touch can anchor someone else's chaos into your space. Their fears, doubts, or distractions could lodge themselves in your field as if they belong there. And once they do, you may feel your progress stall, as though your hard work was suddenly muted. If you want to claim this energy, please make sure to type 777 in the comment section and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Let's move forward. Astrologically, this is a period where energies don't just amplify, they transfer. What you're carrying multiplies, but so does what you absorb. That's why the only path forward is maximum self-protection. Your aura is not open for business. This is your time to guard it like your own breath. And the danger isn't always obvious. It hides in small, ordinary gestures. An encouraging squeeze on the shoulder, a friendly pat on the back, a loved one brushing against your arm. On normal days, these are harmless. Right now, they are exchange points. Every touch is a transaction, whether we notice it or not. Someone's envy, fatigue, or anxiety can bleed into you without their awareness. What would usually feel like a drop of water becomes a flood in this heightened state. But don't misunderstand. This isn't about fearing or shutting out the people you love. Many touches come from affection, care, or instinct. It's not about walls, it's about awareness. This moment asks you to pause and ask yourself, is this safe for me right now? Because your spirit is rising, and your breakthrough depends on how fiercely you protect what's been building within. Energy right now is fragile. Even the people who love you can unintentionally scatter it, leaving you to spend days rebuilding the clarity you worked so hard to achieve. These final days of August are not ordinary. They are charged, delicate, and every small interaction has the power to shift your entire direction. If you're not mindful, you may not even notice the shift until everything suddenly feels heavier. Your aura, the invisible skin that separates your energy from the world, is thinner than usual. Normally, it's strong enough to keep what belongs to you inside and keep out what doesn't. But now, those edges blur. A single touch, even casual, smudges your energy. When that happens, other people's intentions, good, neutral, or harmful, slip in almost effortlessly. Every boundary you don't defend, someone else will cross for you. This is why physical contact isn't only physical, it's about sovereignty. Your spirit is being refined like liquid gold, purified to its highest form. These days are not meant for dissolving that refinement into others' hands. They are for sealing it in. Imagine carving an intricate piece of crystal, carefully polishing it for weeks. Just before it's complete, someone smears fingerprints across it. They didn't mean harm, but your work is blurred. That is what careless contact does to the energy you've been shaping. This window is rare, which makes it sacred. The refining is almost complete, and protecting your essence is not optional, it's vital. No one else can guard it for you. You must declare, "My energy is mine to protect." Your body is the vessel, but your home is the temple. And right now, that temple must be fortified. You don't need elaborate rituals. The power is in intention. Clean, rearrange, bless your space. It isn't about appearances. It's about claiming your environment as untouchable. Sanctuary isn't found. It's created. Sweeping isn't just moving dust. It's clearing stagnant energy. Opening windows isn't just for fresh air. It's breathing new life into your walls. Every act of care becomes protection. A cluttered, scattered home leaks energy. But a clear, aligned home becomes impenetrable. Think of your space as a fortress where only what supports you can enter. Light a candle. Let its flame declare ownership over your sanctuary. Rearrange your room so energy flows freely. Whisper blessings into your walls. What matters most is the declaration. This is my sanctuary. Nothing unwanted passes through here. The world outside is noisy, intrusive, and heavy with energy that seeks to attach itself. But once your fortress is built, every time you step back inside, your soul will exhale with relief. Right now, your energy isn't neutral. It's radiant, magnetic, pulling in what others can't carry themselves. People sense it even without words. They're drawn to you, but that's why you must be careful. Touch is not just touch, it's transmission. Protect your refinement. Guard your essence. These last days of August are about sovereignty, clarity, and creating a sanctuary that nothing unwanted can breach. This moment isn't harmless. It's a transfer. Every touch, every brush, every lean can move weight from one person to another. It might be stress that isn't yours, intent that isn't clear, or emotions that never belong to you. Most people don't realize when they do it, but the moment they get close, they begin to pour their heaviness into your space. A frustrated friend may cling a little tighter. An envious soul may rest their hand on your shoulder. And even strangers can leave something behind with nothing more than a handshake or a casual bump. Normally, you could shake this off, but this week, it's different. The energy closing out this month is amplified, making you a kind of lightning rod. Those who feel drained, restless, or unstable are drawn toward you, and without meaning to, they discharge their static into your field. They leave lighter while you're left buzzing with what isn't yours. It's not just emotions either. It can be momentum, clarity, even luck. The same light that makes your aura glow also makes you vulnerable to exchange. Their chaos slips into your order. Their fog dulls your fire. Their confusion tangles your clarity. That's why guarding your space now is not overreaction. It's survival. Imagine yourself as a torch in the dark. Everyone wants the warmth. Everyone wants to hold the flame. But too many hands will dim what you've worked so hard to build. This week is not the time to let others drain you. Your energy is not public property. It's sacred. It's currency. And it must be protected. These last days of August are not ordinary. They are turning points. The cosmos is pulling you inward, asking you to sort what's truly yours, what needs release, and what you'll carry forward. It's refinement, not just reflection. But the process is delicate. Your energy right now is like wet clay, soft, impressionable, and easily marked. Every intrusion leaves fingerprints that linger, confusing what belongs to you and what doesn't. It's like trying to hear your own voice in a room full of echoes. And this isn't just cleansing, it's an upgrade. You're closing one cycle while setting the rhythm for the next. The planets are aligned in tension and transition, demanding that you step forward unburdened. If you allow others touch, you risk carrying their residue, slowing your momentum. The danger isn't in malice. Many will mean well. Some may only want to comfort you. But even kind contact can blur the clarity you've fought to reach. Not every hand that reaches for you is harmful, but not every hand belongs in your process. This week is about honoring the sacred privacy of your inner work. Protecting it isn't selfish, it's necessary. What you refine now will become the foundation of your next cycle. And if that foundation is muddied, the ripples will follow you long after these days pass. Every thought in your mind is yours, yet in these final days of August, not every weight you feel belongs to you. The air is thinner now, the veil between worlds stretched open, and unseen entities stir more actively than usual. What I'm speaking of are astral parasites, spiritual hitchhikers that feed on human energy. And right now, they are searching for hosts. They don't arrive with warnings or shadows. They slip in quietly, attaching themselves to the fields that glow brightest. Who shines with the strongest light in this moment? The chosen ones. Those whose frequency is peaking, whose energy is alive and radiant. That brilliance draws them in like moths to flame. But unlike moths, they don't simply circle the light. They consume it. The way in is deceptively simple: touch. A handshake, a hug, even the brush of an arm is enough. In ordinary times, such contact may be harmless. But in this charged window, every touch becomes more than a gesture. It becomes a transfer. Energy doesn't just move through words or thoughts. It moves through skin. And when the currents are stirred, that transfer is amplified. Once these unseen energies find a way in, the signs often creep in so quietly that at first you might dismiss them. Yet, when you look closely, they're undeniable. It begins with the sudden heaviness that has no cause, as if a part of your spirit has been unplugged and drained away. Thoughts you never nurtured may start whispering in your mind. Thoughts that don't sound like your own voice, but carry a weight that tugs at you nonetheless. Sometimes, it's not even about words or ideas. It's a sensation, a fog settling over your clarity, a strange feeling of wearing someone else's skin, moving through your day slightly disconnected from yourself. These are not accidents. These are not coincidences. They are the subtle imprints of carrying energy that does not belong to you. The greatest danger lies not in the presence of these energies, but in forgetting they exist. This is exactly how they thrive, by slipping in unnoticed, hidden in the distraction of daily life. They don't need you to acknowledge them or even believe in them. They only need a single moment where your guard is lowered, a single handshake accepted without awareness, a single embrace taken when your spirit is tired. It is in these unnoticed exchanges that something foreign can anchor itself within you. That is why vigilance is not paranoia. It is protection. Protecting your energy isn't a matter of superstition. It is a matter of spiritual survival. For those who are chosen, the stakes are even higher. It is not just because your light shines brighter that you are targeted. It is because your energy field is not just for you. Your presence carries influence far beyond your body. What flows from you touches everything and everyone around you, whether you realize it or not. If something foreign infiltrates your field, it doesn't just weigh you down, it bends the projection of your light. It ripples outward, clouding your vision, weakening your alignment, and shifting how reality responds to you. To leave yourself unguarded now is not only to risk your own clarity, but to distort the very path you've been working so hard to walk. But understand this deeply. This season is not a punishment, and isolation is not exile. This period of sacred solitude has been preparing you, not depriving you. What feels like restriction is actually protection. What feels like silence is actually gestation. Think of your energy as a seed sealed within a sacred vault. Every moment of restraint, every time you've chosen silence instead of scattering your truth to the wrong ears, every boundary you've held when it would have been easier to surrender, these have not been wasted moments. They have been the shaping tools of destiny. They are the sacred locks on the vault that holds your becoming. And when this window closes, that vault will open. What emerges will not be a trickle, it will be a flood. Clarity will pour out. Vision will sharpen. The fog will lift and the heaviness will fall away, because it was never truly yours to carry. September will not unfold equally for everyone. Those who have been careless with their energy will enter it burdened, dragging threads of what doesn't belong to them. But those who have been mindful, those who have guarded their frequency with discipline and love, will enter it lighter, sharper, freer. For them, September will feel like a door flinging wide open. Ideas will flow with ease, synchronicities will multiply, opportunities will feel magnetically drawn toward them. Alignment will no longer feel like something to chase. It will feel like the natural state of being. Do not mistake your solitude for emptiness. Isolation, in its truest form, is the womb of transformation. It is the pause before the breakthrough, the quiet before the music begins, the stillness before the seed breaks open and rises into bloom. You are not being cut off, you are being incubated. These final days of August are not meant to strip you. They are meant to ready you. What you've been holding inside, what you've been quietly protecting, is ripening. It is becoming strength, not in theory but in reality. Every boundary you've maintained has been chiseling your spirit into a stronger form. Every silence you've chosen has been refining your inner voice so that when it speaks with clarity and authority. Every ounce of discipline you've practiced has been weaving the fabric of the new self you are about to meet. September will not reveal just a shift in time. It will reveal a shift in you. The world outside may look unchanged to others, but for you, it will feel as though a veil has been lifted. You will see connections you could not see before. You will recognize opportunities not as random gifts but as the natural response to the integrity you've held. The isolation you once thought of as a void will reveal itself as a sanctuary that gave birth to a truer you. Life has a way of shifting in response to the strength you've built within yourself. Integrity is like a silent vibration that travels ahead of you, announcing your presence long before you speak. When you've walked through seasons of testing, restraint, and deep self-awareness, life eventually begins to answer that vibration. The doors you once thought were sealed shut begin to crack open with unexpected ease. Situations that once felt tangled suddenly unfold in ways that support your path. Synchronicities appear not as accidents but as confirmations, stepping stones laid out by a greater intelligence that knows exactly where you're meant to go. It isn't magic in the sense of tricks or illusions, it's alignment. And alignment always comes after the inner work of holding your ground, even when it felt easier to abandon it. Relationships, too, begin to reveal their true colors. Those who uplift you, who truly see your growth, who want to pour into you rather than drain you, step forward almost as if summoned. It's not that they weren't there before. It's that your frequency shifts the lens through which people can reach you. You attract resonance. You repel distortion. And even the challenges that show up along the way no longer look like obstacles meant to block your path. They become mirrors, teachers, and training grounds for the power you've been cultivating. Instead of questioning, why me? You begin to see, why not me? Because you now hold the strength to move through them without crumbling, without surrendering the energy you've fought to preserve. The beauty of this transformation is that it's not only about what comes into your life, it's about who you are becoming in the process. You may notice yourself standing differently, breathing differently, and carrying yourself with a steadiness that was once foreign. You'll walk into rooms without the instinct to shrink back or adjust yourself to fit the energy of others. Instead, you'll find yourself holding your own space, unshaken by the static that used to seep into your aura. Your voice will shift too, not necessarily louder, but clearer, carrying an authority that doesn't waver. It's not arrogance. It's not performance. It's the calm, grounded authority of someone who knows their worth and no longer negotiates it. For those who have fiercely guarded their inner light during the turbulence of August, September won't just feel like another turn of the calendar. It will feel like ignition, a doorway into destiny. The momentum will begin to move faster, and the things you once thought required endless effort will begin to flow with a new rhythm. But crossing that threshold comes with one of the most difficult, and yet most liberating lessons. Boundaries are sacred. They are not negotiations, they are declarations. Many of us are conditioned to believe that our no requires explanation, that to decline, to protect, or to walk away must always come with a justification that makes others feel comfortable with our choice. But the truth is, your no is not a wound to anyone else. It is not selfishness, nor cruelty. It is sovereignty. Every time you over-explain why you can't be available, or why you're choosing silence over chaos, you chip away at the authority you've been building. You give away tiny fragments of your power by making your boundary sound like something that needs permission. This is not the week to soften your edges so others can avoid discomfort. Comfort isn't your mission, clarity is. A boundary spoken clearly, without excuses, is like a radiant shield of light. It doesn't scream, it doesn't beg. It simply declares, I know who I am. I know my worth. I do not negotiate with chaos. Some people will bristle against it. Some will misunderstand. Some may even project their own insecurities onto you. but their discomfort is not yours to carry. In truth, when you stand firm in your boundaries without over-explaining, you're not only protecting yourself, you're offering them a mirror. A mirror that reflects where they have yet to honor their own worth, where they have yet to draw their own lines. That reflection can feel harsh, but it's not cruelty. It's leadership. It's the language of power. This is the quiet revolution of your becoming. You don't need to force it. You don't need to broadcast it. Simply by embodying this truth, you shift the energy around you. People sense it without words. Opportunities respond to it without explanation. Life arranges itself in alignment with the new you, not because you demanded it, but because you finally stepped into the full integrity of your spirit. When you stop explaining yourself, something powerful begins to shift inside you. You no longer feel the need to justify every choice, defend every instinct, or make yourself smaller so others feel more comfortable around your truth. This act, though it may appear simple, is a profound declaration of self-respect. It is the soul's way of saying, I trust myself enough to walk without permission. I trust my intuition enough to follow its whisper without asking for validation. I trust the universe enough to know it will meet me where I stand. And when you embody this kind of trust, when you no longer water down your boundaries with explanations, the energy around you changes. You begin to command, not plead. And the universe, which always mirrors the frequency you radiate, responds to that command with opportunities, alignments, and blessings you could not have scripted in advance. This is why silence becomes one of the most sacred tools of transformation. Not every no needs to be dressed in reasons. Not every distance needs to be explained. And not every boundary requires a footnote. When you say no and leave it at that, you honor the purity of your decision. When you choose solitude without apologizing for it, you declare that your spirit is not a stage for others to occupy whenever they wish. And when you walk away without performing explanations, you make space for something higher to meet you. The final days of August carry this very energy. They are not asking you to compromise, not urging you to negotiate your worth, not inviting you to prove why you deserve peace. They are demanding clarity. Either you stand for your energy or you hand it over. There is no middle path. These days are not about bending so that others feel comfortable in the presence of your truth. They are about standing so firmly in yourself that those who cannot meet you there naturally fall away. If someone insists on explanations for your boundaries, if someone feels entitled to knowing why you choose silence or solitude, they have already revealed that they are not ready for the closeness they believe they deserve. The truth is simple. Those who are meant to walk beside you will never require you to shrink for them. They will feel your boundaries and respect them without question, because they recognize the sacredness in your spirit. So let your silence speak louder than words. Let your no be final, unshaken, unsoftened by the need to make it palatable for others. Let your solitude be your temple, the place where you bow only to your higher self, where you sit in the presence of your own becoming. And here lies the deeper secret. Solitude is not punishment. It is not exile. It is presence. It is the sacred clearing where the voices of others fade away, and the voice of your own spirit rises with clarity. It is in this stillness that the next version of you begins to take shape. In solitude, the fragments of your past selves knit together into strength. In the quiet, the shadows of self-doubt dissolve, replaced by the light of certainty that does not need applause. What others call loneliness, the soul knows as sacred space. And within that space, you will discover that you were never abandoned. You were being returned to yourself. These final days of August are a threshold. They are the closing of one chapter and the silent preparation for another. The noise of the month, the battles, the breakthroughs, the exhaustion, the revelations, all of it is softening into stillness now. This stillness is not emptiness. It is gestation. It is the moment where the seed that was planted long ago, watered by your perseverance and warmed by your resilience, finally begins to break open beneath the surface. You may not yet see the sprout, but you can feel the shift. The silence is alive with promise. And when September arrives, you will not be stepping into it as the same self who began August. You will walk forward as the higher self that has been quietly waiting in the wings, the self that needed these days of silence, these uncompromising boundaries, this sacred solitude in order to emerge. The person you are becoming cannot be born in noise. They cannot be discovered through explanations. They cannot flourish if you keep handing your energy to every hand that reaches for it. This version of you requires focus, protection, and devotion. So trust the silence. Trust the moments where you feel alone, because you are not alone. You are in communion with your own soul. Trust the weight of your no, because it carries the vibration of your truth. Trust that every person who falls away in this season is clearing space for those who are aligned with where you are going, not where you have been. This is the invitation of these closing days of August: to stand firm, to hold your boundaries without justification, to honor solitude as a sacred passage. For it is only here, in this quiet and uncompromising space, that transformation takes root and strength becomes unshakable. And as you carry this energy into September, you will find that life itself bends toward you differently. Doors open without you knocking. Alignments find you without you chasing. Opportunities arrive not because you begged for them, but because you embodied the authority to receive them. You no longer explain because your spirit has already spoken. You no longer justify because your path is its own proof. You no longer compromise because the higher self who has emerged is not one who bargains with truth.